This video is dedicated to Neil Smothers. A big thank you, Neil. Wyleth Soul of Steel versus Sigarda host of Herons. We have decided to keep there, so we'll get straight on with it. Into another tutor in Steel Shaper's Gift. Let's just throw out the plateau. Not exactly sure what I want to go for, to be honest. It is a rampant growth from our opponent. Okay, Ironclad Slayer, I think we'll just go Command Tower into Open the Armory. Can't go Darksteel Mutation with this because Sigarda has Hexproof. So I'm not sure what we want to go for here. Maybe Protection from Green, have we got that? Got Protection from White. That might be the way to go here. Yeah, we'll go Pro White and maybe we can go... where's the flying thing? Do we not have a means of flying in this deck? Oh, I thought this was Griff's Boon. Maybe I should replace this with Griff's Boon to give flying. Anyway, we'll go for the War and Peace. And it is Hall of Gemstone. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses a colour and land you produce. Tap for that colour instead of anything else, so it switches off all of your two-coloured stuff, in other words. So we'll just say white here. Get into a Skull Clamp. So it has to be Skyclave Relic then here, I think, so that we can actually make a couple of colours of mana. So we'll do that and Steel Shaper's Gift. And maybe it's Hammer of Nazan, so that we can keep our commander in play. Yeah, it's pretty slow, but once we get down Hammer of Nazan, we should be looking okay. I'm hoping that they struggle to get into their commander here, because all of their stuff taps for white, and that is Heliod. We will have our stuff tap for white again, and then we'll play out a mountain. Drew into a mountain this turn. Let's go for the Wyleth. Might be that they've got swords or something like that. We'll go for Skull Clamp, and then if it dies, we'll at least draw a couple of cards with that. This is also a buff. All their stuff taps for white again. That is End Hostilities. Return it to the command zone. We will say yes. And we draw a couple of cards with the Skull Clamp, so that was well worth doing. There's a Boros Charm. We'll just say white again. Denetha is First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink. Makes our stuff cost less. And we draw a Mana Confluence as well. So we can actually go Hammer of Nazan onto Denetha here if we want to. Yeah, maybe we should do that. So let's get down a land. Go for the Denetha. And then we'll play down the Hammer of Nazan. Skyclave Relic really keeping us in the game here. Okay, just holding up mana with two cards in hand. Say white yet again. And that is a Windswept Heath. We'll just drop a Plains. And our commander is 5. And then we'll have 2 for the War and Peace that can go straight onto Denetha. So yeah, let's do that. And then maybe next turn we go Ironclad Slayer for the Skull Clamp. Then we'll see if they've got any path or swords, anything like that. Swing in with our Vigilance and Lifelink. We gain 6 from Denetha hitting. And then 4 from the cards that are in our hand, they lose 2 due to having 2 cards in hand, so we jump up to 40. Heliod being activated there. And then it's round to their turn, they make a land. We've got protection from white still, they've got Sol Ring. They're waiting on a rock of their own, really, so that they can get Sigarda down. But just activating Heliod again. And again. We will say white here for the millionth time. And once again, we get into a land. So we'll just drop the Wasteland. How much is this to equip? That is 2. And that's 4. So let's go for Ironclad Slayer. We don't necessarily have to play the Skull Clamp, but we'll get it back into hand. Then it's 2 to equip the sword to Wyleth. Then we'll have 3 remaining, so we can go Boros Charm. I don't think we need to go Boros Charm though. Maybe we just play out the Skull Clamp and have it sat there. Let's draw a card with Wyleth. And we'll swing in with both of our creatures. This can't be blocked, and Aether is indestructible. We'll draw a card with Wyleth, and that is a Basilisk Collar. And they just take the damage here, so going down to 14 for Commander, and then they get hit for 1 from the sword. I think we can just drop the... we'll just drop the Basilisk Collar here. And we'll shove that onto our Commander for free to draw more cards. Oh, and then we've got a mana floating somehow. Oh, of course, our equipments cost less, don't they? Alright, well, we might as well just throw Skull Clamp out for free. Yeah, forgot that with Denether. So let's put Skull Clamp out for free and equipped as well, thanks to the hammer. And luckily, we can still hold up the Boros Charm for indestructible. And our opponent scoops there, so getting through the Hall of Gemstone. Yeah, I'm sure many people scoop to that, but we managed to do alright thanks to the Skyclave Relic. Couldn't have done anything there without that. Yeah, maybe could have got some stuff done with Denether and Ironclad Slayer and the equipment, but we couldn't have kept ourselves in cards with Wyleth because it's 2 colours and we can only produce 1. Don't know if it'll let us see what we were drawing into. Sun Titan, so even if they got a board wipe on us, we could have recovered with Sun Titan eventually. But we had Indestructible on the Boros Charm, so I think the writing was on the wall for our opponent there. That was a fairly quick one, so I think we can play another game. This time we are on the draw against Nicol Bolas the Ravager, which is usually a control-based deck, obviously, in Grixis. So I don't think we can keep a 1-lander. Let's mulligan. Okay, taking us into a 2-lander with a Tutor and Core Blade Master. Yeah, that could be good. Let's keep that, and we'll get rid of Blasphemous Act. Don't think we're going to see too many creatures against Nicol Bolas. Our opponent starts things off with 2 pieces of fast mana in Ancient Tomb. Make that 3 pieces of fast mana in Ancient Tomb, Soul Ring, and the Mana Crypt. I fancy our odds here because they're effectively in top deck mode. We'll get out the Marsh Flats. That's probably going to be a tap land, but we might want to go for swords onto something. Getting bolted by the Crypt. And there's their first piece of coloured mana. We'll go in for the Boros Shockland in tapped, and then it's round to our turn. Alright, an Ancient Tomb of our own we can't make use of. Do we want to go open the armory now? So that we can go Wyleth next turn and then into an equipment? What do we go for with the equipments though? Probably a sword. Let's go open the armory. Maybe it's just Feast and Famine because they're not likely to get a blocker in the way. Yeah, I think Feast and Famine will be okay. If we draw another land, then on turn 4 we'll be able to play and equip it. Yeah, let's just go for that. Even if we have to play it and then equip it on the next turn, they're still probably not going to be fast enough for us. Unless they're very lucky with their lands. Alright, well, they didn't get into anything that they could play there, apparently. And there is a land for us, that's very good. So let's play out our commander, see if they've got a destruction spell for it. Well, if they do, they haven't played it. We can go Ancient Tomb into Feast and Famine. And then after that, drop the Gilded Lotus. We've got Flawless Maneuver now, so they're going to need Exile as well. Alright, and there's a Sun Titan, so yeah. Don't feel too bad about winning this one because our opponent got into all that fast mana, but I think they had to mulligan down as well. So we'll swing in at our opponent. And they decide to scoop to that because they're going to have to start discarding cards. We were drawing into Jitte, Zerda, Hammer of Nazan, so some really good draws on top there. What I would have done was untap the lands there, gone for Gilded Lotus, and probably would have played the Core Blade Master for double strike and really affected our opponent's hand after that. And then, like I said, we've always got the Flawless Maneuver to hold up as well. But our opponent wasn't all that lucky there, so I think we'll try one more time. Up against the same player again, hopefully he doesn't mind. We have an alright hand there as well. Hopefully we'll be able to draw into cards with Mask of Memory. Arden ought to be really good. We are on the draw again, and it is Portent. They are targeting themselves with that. So they'll look at the top 3 and decide if they want to shuffle. Then they draw during the next upkeep. We draw into a plane, so I think we go for the tap land in Arid Mesa. And another cantrip in Preordain. Looks as though they might have mulliganed down again here, unfortunately. Doesn't seem as though they're having too much luck with this deck. Hopefully they'll get to play a land here. Well, apparently not. So we'll get in the shock land tapped again. And, okay, Basilisk Collar. So the more equipments we get into, the more Arden is going to be relevant. Let's throw out the Mask of Memory just for the sake of doing something. And then it's Sohring from our opponent. They don't have any trouble getting into the fast mana. So just missing red now. They might be able to get back into it. All that glitters for us. Yeah, I think we need to get Summoning Sickness off of our commander. So we will play that. And then it's probably just Arden and Basilisk Collar next turn. Maybe equip Mask of Memory, play all that glitters and Basilisk Collar, leave the Basilisk Collar unequipped. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, Spell Seeker from our opponent. Get to search for a small spell. Into a Ponder. So they're liking their cantrip spells over there. And there we go, get themselves into a red source. That is a Scryland. Okay, let's see what we draw into here. A Steel Shaper's Gift. Let's throw out the planes. Yeah, I think Arden's going to be really good with Steel Shaper's Gift, so maybe it's just Arden and all that glitters. Yeah, I think that's alright. Then we can tutor up something next turn and cheat it onto Wyleth with the Arden. Oh, actually, what am I thinking? We can't afford the all that glitters, can we? Alright, so it's just Basilisk Collar then. Alright, so Arden, I have messed up way too many times on Magic Online. It is choose a permanent or player first, pass priority, then choose the equipments, then pass priority again. It's way too many hoops to jump through. Alright, and then we've got Death Touch, Trample and Lifelink. And we're going to draw 2 cards from the Wyleth. Pure Steel Paladin is very good, as is Stonehewer Giant. They block, but we do have Trample, so we'll get 1 point of Commander through. Then we'll draw 2 and discard 1 from the Mask of Memory. Sentinel's Eyes has Escape, so we'll get rid of that. And then we get into another land, which is Ancient Tomb, so we're looking pretty good here, but our opponent seems to have managed to stitch some mana together. Okay, and just holding up mana during our turn, which is always worrying. So do we just go for... maybe we go for Swiftfoot Boots here then. If we're going to be worried about targeted removal and stuff. Go Swiftfoot Boots with the Steel Shaper's Gift. Drop the Ancient Tomb. And play that out straight away. And they are holding up priority on our turn, so we'll see if they want to remove this in response. We'll put the boots on there. And it might be that we make use of the Boros Charm here. I mean, maybe this will be a bounce spell. Hopefully it's a destruction spell. Mystic Confluence, so... alright, so which modes have they activated there? They've chose to counter a spell, curiously. I think you can choose the same mode more than once, so... yeah, which they are doing. So return to hand, and draw a card maybe? Targeting Wyleth. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be telling us what they're doing here. I assume it's return to hand and draw. I mean, that would make the most sense. We can't give hexproof or anything, can we? No, our opponent has just bought themselves a turn, unfortunately. And we don't even have the mana for Pure Steel Paladin, unfortunately. It feels rough. Yeah, it would have been good to get the Pure Steel Paladin into play here. Alright, we'll just pass at that. And we will discard Skyclave Relic. I don't think we're going to have time to do anything with. Now it's Duress from our opponent. They can't get rid of our Arden or Wyleth with that, thankfully. Do you want Boros Charm or All That Glitters? They go for the Boros Charm. Still holding up blue mana with 4 cards in hand. Alright, that's a City of Brass. Let's play the Plains because they already know about that. Play the Wyleth Soul of Steel. See if they want to counter. And they do. That is a mana drain, so our commander will cost 5 now. We'll put it back in the command zone. And we will go for Arden here. Then it is Arden triggering. We select Arden. We pass priority. Select the equipments. And then pass priority, talking it out to myself in an attempt to not mess it up. Swing at them, and we'll gain some life. We'll draw some cards here as well. Alright, Sun Titan. If I'd known we were going to draw into that, I might have left Wyleth in the bin. Let's get rid of the City of Brass in that instance. And then we can go Sentinel's Eyes. Just for the sake of doing something. And we'll exile Steel Shaper's Gift and Boros Charm because we're not getting those back. And our Grixis opponent might be able to cast them for us as well. So we'll take that potential option away from them. They get 3 mana from the mana drain. And that is an Obnixilis. We've got Hexproof, thankfully. They draw a card and they're still holding up mana. Getting to another red source. Alright, we draw into Bastion Protector. What do we want to do here? We could Sun Titan, Stonehewer Giant. We'll have haste. Alright, and our opponent apparently doesn't have anything, so yeah, that's a pretty anticlimactic way to finish it, but I'm trying to get more videos out to all of you, so that'll have to be it, I'm afraid. I'm assuming that we were going to win from there because our opponent clearly doesn't have anything if he's scooping up. I don't know what I would have gone for there. Either Stonehewer Giant would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then we could have swung in towards Obnixilis and still activated it for a free equipment. Sun Titan could have grabbed something out of the bin, obviously, so yeah, I'm not sure what I would have landed on there, maybe even our commander.
You didn't win?
Yeah, I won.
Oh, you won?
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, I must have got
so
the
you're
wrong
not,
end of the stick.
So
then.
so you're not going to leave me?
What do you mean? No, of course not. Not today. Not today, anyway.
Okay.
No, not today. Maybe in a few weeks.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Say bye to everyone.
Bye. Well, I was just passing and I wanted to say hello.
I was just passing in the house I live in.
Yeah. And actually, I've come in from work like 2.5 hours ago and I haven't spoke to you.
Is it 2.5 hours? Oh, fucking hell, it is, yeah.
And I didn't actually know you were here or alive. And I've just had a shower and I was passing and I heard you yaddering away to yourself. So anyway, I'm going to leave you be now. Bye. I've got bigger fish to fry. I've got things to do, people to see.
I've got crappy YouTube videos to make.
Yeah, no, you're doing more than me. I'm just wandering around in my dressing gown. But I've been at work. Bye, everybody.
Bye.